Now, I've put together a workout for you, which is about resistance bands, so your resistance band workout. Now, Meglio do them in 5 different levels of resistance. We start off with yellow being the easiest, then we move on to red, then we have green, blue, and black being the hardest. Now, they come in 2 different types. We have your open resistance band, like this, and a looped band. Now, they can be used for different exercises, and I'm going to show you exercises that use both of these today, so you've got options. To start with, we're going to do some bicep curls. I'm going to use the open option for this one. It's always best to use an easier resistance to start with, to make sure your technique is correct and you're confident with the exercise. Then gradually over time, you can work your way up towards that black end of the spectrum. So, bicep curls to start. I want you to hold either end of the band, and we're going to put it underneath your feet. So, in the center of the band here, standing up nice and tall, pulling up through the middle of your head and pulling in through your core. Now, with your bicep curls, your elbows should be tucked into your sides, and we're literally just going to hinge from the elbow. So 10 repetitions, thinking about technique, thinking about your posture, shoulders back and down. 10, off you go. And 1. So a nice, slow, steady, comfortable pace. No jerky movements, nice and smooth. And we're working the biceps, which is the front of your arm. Keep your elbows nice and tucked in and isolate from the elbow downwards. And 9, keep that slow, steady pace. And 10, and relax. So that's targeting here, your biceps. That's your bicep curl. Now, our next exercise is going to be a side bend. So again, we're going to use the resistance band to add a little extra element to your side bends. So we're working in here. Now again, we're going to put our feet in the center of the band. And we're going to bend from side to side. Now, this is what it would look like. If you would like to take the intensity up, you can either change resistance band, or with the one you already have, you could hold lower down. The lower you hold and the less band you have underneath your feet, the harder it will be. So again, judge it at a level that's right for you. Keep playing around with it and find your right level. So we're going to do 10 sets of side bends. So starting off, pulling up through the center of your head, shoulders back and down, core held in nice and firm. Your feet should be facing forward, so hips, knees and feet are all aligned. Nice, soft knees, not locked out, nice and soft. So off we go, 10 sets. And 1. So that nice, slow, steady pace again. We're not rushing, we're thinking about technique. Now, as you move, make sure it really is side to side. No leaning forward or backwards. You should really feel that working in your sides. And 8. Keep that slow, steady pace going. 9. And last one. 10. So the resistance band there, adding an extra element, just to give you an extra bit of oomph for that exercise, which should be working around here. Our next one we're going for is a tricep extension. So your triceps are the back of your arms here. We're going to isolate them using the exercise and using our resistance band to make it that little bit harder. So one end, we're going to wrap around your hand. It's going to go behind your back, and this other hand is going to hold the other end of the band in the small of your back here. This one does not move. It's your upper arm that's going to move. So this is locked in place. We're going to keep your upper arm nice and lifted and close to your ear, and the extension is coming that way. So it's hinging from the elbow. As I say, this lower hand does not move. If you want to make it harder for yourself, you can grab slightly higher up the band and then lock that in place, or you can change resistance band and use a harder one. So Thinking about our stance before we start, we're going to do 10 repetitions on each arm to work yourself evenly. So parallel legs, nice soft knees, pulling up through the center of your head, nice and light on your feet, and pulling in your core. So I'm locking that lower arm in place, keeping that upper arm here nice and lifted and close to your head so it's not swinging up and down. And off we go, 10 repetitions. So just hinging from the elbow, keeping the upper arm as still as you can. That's 3 and 4. And you should really feel it working the backs of your arms, your triceps. 5 and 6. That slow, steady pace again. 7 and 8. Keep your upper arm still. 9 and last one. 10. Fabulous. And we're going to swap arms. So we now need to ravel it around your other hand. Take it behind your back. And this lower arm again will lock into place in the small of your back here. As I said, if you want to make it harder, grab higher up the band and lock that in place, or change resistance band and go for a harder level. So again, we're thinking about posture. Legs, knees and feet are all aligned. Soft knees pulling up through the center of your head, shoulders back and down, and core engaged. So upper arm lifted, and 10 extensions again. Off we go. 1 and 2. That slow, steady pace again. 3 and 4. Keep your upper arm nice and glued to your ear. It's your lower arm that's doing the work. And 7 and 8. Last few. Keep that steady pace going. 9. Almost there. And last one, 10. So those are your tricep extensions using the resistance band for an extra element there. Now for the next one, traveling squats, I'm going to use the loop instead. So again, to change the intensity, you can change the colour of the band depending on its strength. For this one, I'm going to use the light, the red one for demonstration. So we are going to put our legs through it. There. And I'm going to put it just below my knee. Make sure it's not on the knee joint. You can put it above or below, but not on the knee joint. Now we're going to do travelling squats. Now adding the resistance loop is going to add an extra element to it to make it that little bit harder again. So as I said, the intensity can change depending on which loop you choose to use. So I'll demonstrate that, and then we're going to do 10 sets. So travelling squats, we're going to take a wide side step, a squat down, up, and bring together. Now with your technique for this one, every time you place your leg, it should be parallel. So hips, knees and feet all aligned. As you squat down, bottom right back and out, and chest lifted. Eye line lifted. No drooping, nice and lifted looking forwards. Now, each time you do that step, I don't want you to lean away from it. This is not really working your body that hard. I want you to think about your posture. I want you to think about pulling up nice and tall, pulling your core in, and the effort is coming from here. So you're taking that wide side step, pulled up nice and tall, and your squat, and then bring that leg together. I'm going to keep changing sides to make sure your legs are being worked evenly. So you're going to go for 10 of these travelling squats with the resistance loop. So putting up nice and tall. And 1. And bring together. Nice and tall every time, not leaning away from that band. 2. Nice and tall again. So each time you place the leg, make sure it's parallel. No twisting of knees, ankles or hips. And that's 4. Now, adding the element of the resistance loop, you will feel it working your hips and your bottom harder. As I say, you can change the intensity by changing the loop you have. And a few more to go. Thinking about technique, bottom right back and out, chest forwards. And last one, wide step, bottom back and out, chest lifted, and replace. So that's your travelling squat using the resistance loop to add an extra element in there. Again, I want you to hold either end. And again, we're gonna have our feet in the middle of the band. So, posture, again, very important before you even start. Pulling up nice and tall through the center of your head, pulling in your core, engaging this, shoulders back and down, feet parallel, knees soft. So, an upright row is going to come up into your armpits this way. So your palms are facing back and your hands are traveling up the sides of your body, like so. We're going to do 10 repetitions again. Again, you can change the intensity by depending on the band that you choose to use, okay? So, here we go, 10 of these. Thinking about posture, off we go. It's a nice, slow, steady pace again. And 2. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed and down as much as you can. Make sure they don't start to creep around your ears. And 4. Slow pace, so it's nice and controlled. 5. And 6. Keep thinking about your posture, pulling up from the top of your head and pulling in through your core. 7. And 8. Last 2 to go, keep that steady pace. 9. And 10. So that's your upright row using the resistance band. Your next one, standing knee lifts. I'm going to use a resistance loop for this one. So it's going to go around your feet this time. Again, as before, you can change the level of intensity depending on which band you want to use. So I've gone for red again, which is the lighter version. The more confident, the stronger you get, the more you can ramp it up and use the trickier bands, okay? So, for posture, again, I want you pulling up nice and tall to the middle of your head, pulling that core in and engaging this area here. We're gonna go for hands on hips. Now we're going to alternate, lifting one leg at a time. If you're not too sure about your balance or you want a little bit of extra help, you can hold on to a piece of furniture or a work surface or something that's stable, just to give you that extra bit of comfort at the side there. If not, once you're more confident and you feel stronger, freestanding. So we're gonna go for hands on hips here. To make it a little bit trickier later on, you can go for hands by ears or even hands above your head to add an extra element. For now, I'm going to demonstrate with my hands on my hips. I'm going to concentrate on pulling in here and pulling up through here. The better my posture is and the stronger my core is, the easier it is for my legs and everything else to work around it. So you're going to alternate, lifting a leg up in front of you and replacing. That's what it's going to look like, okay? The tendency is to pull that way and to hunch. I want you to fight against it. Keep the posture, putting up nice and tall and controlled here and make your legs work harder, okay? We're going to do 10 lifts. Off we go. 1. And 2. Pulling in your core so you're nice and firm. 3. And 4. 5. 6, obviously the higher you lift your leg, the more you're going to be working out. 7. And 8, get that posture nice and tall. 9, almost there. Last one, 10. And replace. So as I said, a little lift will give you low intensity. If you want to increase it, you can lift that leg even higher, or as I said, change the band and make the resistance a little trickier. Once you're holding on to either end, this is going to work your core, this one, and particularly your sides. This is where you're going to feel it. So, put one foot through the band. Feet are parallel. Again, hips, knees and feet all aligned, facing forwards as always, and soft, relaxed knees. Again, think about your posture, pulling up nice and tall here, pulling in with your core, shoulders back and down. We're going to be going across on the diagonal to make this work. The more you can twist, the more muscles you're going to engage and the harder you're going to make them work. So, I'm going to grab here and I'm going to twist across this way and back down again. So you're going on diagonal from top to bottom. As I say, the further you twist, the more you're going to work out, and the further you can pull that band, the harder you're going to make it for yourself. So tailor it to your needs, Okay, we're going to go for 10 repetitions on one side, then 10 on the other to make sure you're working your body evenly. So, 10, off we go. 1. And 2. Pulling up through the center of your head so you're nice and tall. 3. And 4. As I said, you should feel it work in your core and your sides. 6. 7. And 8. Last 2. Keep twisting. Keep those soft knees. And 10. And relax. So you should have felt this working all around here, but particularly in your sides. We're going to change over. I just want to make sure we work our body evenly. We're not lopsided. So everything again facing forwards, hips, knees and feet all aligned, pulling up nice and tall so you're light on your feet, held in here, shoulders back and down and relaxed. So 10, going on diagonal to the opposite corner. Off we go. And 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. So a slow, steady pace as always to make sure it's controlled. And 6. 7. Last few. Keep checking your technique. Make sure it doesn't slip as you get tired. 9. Last one. And 10. And relax. So that's your cross-body rowing. So the next exercise we're going to do is a calf extension. So we're working our calf areas here, and we're adding the extra element with the resistance band. So what we're going to do is hold either end of the band this way, and we're going to loop it round underneath the balls of our feet. So it's going to look like that. The easiest way to do it is to hold the ends. If you want to increase the intensity, gradually hold higher up the band, or change the band and use a harder one. So we're going to be doing that and flexing again. So releasing and flexing. And this will add an extra element and work that calf just a little bit harder. We're going to do 10 altogether. I want you to think about your posture. So we're pulling up nice and tall, not slouching. Nice and tall through here, pulled in with your core, shoulders back and down. So 10 repetitions, off we go. And 1. So you're really making the calves work. If you find it too tricky, as I say, just hold high at the band. This is 5. So you should really feel it starting to work. 6. And 7. Keep reminding yourself about posture, nice and tall. 8. And 9. Last one. And 10. So that's your calf extensions. So you should really feel it working around here, but you also feel it working your core as well if you're pulling up nice and lightly through the top of your head, and this is engaging too. The next exercise we're going to do is a Russian twist. And again, we're going to use the resistance band here to add an extra element. So we're going to be twisting from side to side, and the band's going to be looped around our feet again. So I'll show you what it looks like first, and then again, we're going to do 10 repetitions. So under the balls of your feet, we're going to hold the band together. As with other exercises, if you hold towards the end, it's slightly easier. Further down, you have less band to play with, that's slightly harder. If you want to increase the intensity again, change your band and use a trickier one. If you want to decrease the intensity, choose an easier band. So we're going to be changing from side to side of our body. So have the band here together. Again, posture. Pulling up nice and tall through the center of your head, pulling in your core here, shoulders back and down and relaxed. We're twisting side to side, back to center and side, back to center. As I say, if you want to make it slightly easier, further away. The more you twist, the more you're going to work your muscles. You should feel it working your abs and your sides in particular. And the more you can twist, the more you're going to engage those side muscles. You're going to go for 10. Pick the intensity that's right for you, the amount of twist that's right for you. As I say, the more you do twist, the more you're going to work your body. So 10 repetitions. So sitting myself up nice and tall, pulling in here, band held together. Off we go. And 1. And 2. 3. And 4. Keep pulling up to the top of your head. 5. And 6. 7, that slow, steady pace again. And 8. Last 2. 9. Keep that twist going. And 10. And relax. And that's your Russian twist using the resistance band for that extra element. Now the last one I'm going to do is a chest press. So working the chest and the pecs area here. The band is going to go underneath your armpits. So around behind you, under your armpits here, and you're going to hold it in front. Again, our posture needs to be checked before we start. So hips, knees and feet all aligned. Pulling up through the center of your head, pulling in nice and firm here, shoulders back down and relaxed. Now we're going to be doing a chest press coming forward. So I want your palms facing down and we're going this way and in. If you want to make it a little harder, you can hold higher up the band, or as I've said earlier, you can change your resistance band and go for a harder level. If you want to decrease it, go for an easier band, or just hold further away from you, okay? So we're working our chest area now in this chest press. 10 repetitions again, okay? So palms down, thinking about posture. And 1. And 2. Nice and slow and controlled. 3. 4. Think about putting up nice and tall, being nice and light on your feet. 5. And 6. And 7. Slow pace. 8. 2 more to go. Keep checking your core and all your other posture points. 9. And 10. And relax. That concludes our resistance band workout. I give you 10 different exercises there targeting different parts of your body. Some we're using the resistance band, some using the resistance loop. Now ideally, it's good to have both. If not, you do have the option of tying a knot in the end of your band here to create that loop effect. Now with most of these exercises, it's better to start off with to hold the end of the band so you have more to play with. That's the easier option. As you go along with the exercises, you can gradually hold higher and higher at the band to change that level of intensity and make it slightly harder. I hope you enjoy the exercises. I've put together 10 for you. There are so many more that you can do, but get hold of these 10 basics and then hopefully you can start to experiment and try more. Whatever you choose to do with them, I hope you enjoy them. Have fun.